Let me quickly talk to you about how to get a massive EIN only business loan from KeyBank with bad or fair credit. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee, or tea, or vodka, and let's roll. In today's discussion, we have an interesting topic. How do you get a massive EIN only business loan from KeyBank, even if you have bad or fair credit? The first thing you need to do is to actually connect with KeyBank. In other words, you need to establish a relationship. You want to have a checking account and or a savings account. And when we talk about checking accounts at KeyBank, they have great products. You have KeyBank Basic Business Checking. You have the Key Business Reward Checking. Okay. They also have the KeyBank Business Interest Checking. So those three are fantastic. You just need to see which one you qualify for or which one will actually suit your kind of business. Okay. KeyBank Basic Business Checking, KeyBank Business Interest Checking, and Key Business Reward Checking. And then you have savings and CDs also. So they have, for savings, you have the Key Business Silver account. You have the Key Business Silver Money Market Savings account. And then you have the Key Business Gold Money Market Savings account. So those are the savings account. And then you have the Key Business Certificates of Deposit. And here you have a competitive short and long-term savings options at great rates for businesses. Why am I talking to you about having a relationship with a KeyBank? Why am I talking to you about savings account, checking accounts, and CDs if today's topic is only about getting an EIN only business loan from KeyBank? Very simple. You need to establish a relationship. If you have a skinny FICO, if you have a low FICO, you want to counterbalance this negative criterion by having a relationship with a KeyBank, and you also want to have asset accounts. So you don't want to have just loan accounts with them, liability accounts. You want to have asset accounts, and a checking account is an asset account. In other words, the money in that account you own it. Okay, the same goes for a savings account, and the same goes also for a certificate of deposit. So that's the whole idea. The whole idea is to establish a relationship where you are sort of parking some of your cash with KeyBank, so that you can, when you ask them for a loan, they will look at everything. They will have a whole idea of your financial situation and approve you for the EIN only massive business loan that you want. Second step. You need to know KeyBank lending. I want you to have a clear idea of the kind of loans, the kind of credit programs that KeyBank has. Let me give you here is a big decision time. Do you currently bank with KeyBank? If you do you know what kind of loans they offer? What kind of personal loans? What kind of business loans they offer? This is the big decision, folks. Why? The reason, if you have no idea of what kind of loans they currently have, you're not going to be strategic about your application process. Okay, so when we talk about KeyBank lending, we speak about several things. So we speak first about credit cards, business credit cards. So they have the KeyBank Business Rewards card, and then they have the KeyBank Business card. Okay, so those cards are good. Again, today's show, we're not going to speak thoroughly about the small business credit cards from KeyBank, but you just need to know they have two types of credit card. In our view, if you have bad or fair credit, you might want to apply for the KeyBank Business card if, again, you are interested in that. Then you have to think about the KeyBank Rewards. So with KeyBank Rewards, you have they have something called Key to More Rewards MasterCard, and they have KeyBank Business Rewards MasterCard. So here, this is again a hybrid of a credit card and rewards program. Okay, and then you have business term loans. The business term loans, you have a loan that can go all the way to $500,000, from $10,000 to $500,000. So this is pretty good. Those are term loans, unsecured, okay? And we also have business real estate borrowing. So you can actually qualify for a commercial real estate loan from KeyBank. And here the term will go all the way to 20 years. And the minimum loan amount is $10,000. Maximum loan amount, $1 million, okay? And here, the one thing you need to remember is that the loan proceeds must be fully dispersed at closing. No multiple draws allowed. Then you also have lines of credit, business lines of credit, minimum loan amount $10,000 and maximum loan amount $500,000, and the term renewable every 12 months. And then you also have the SBA loan programs, and this is so we're speaking about SBA 7A, SBA 504 loans, working capital cap line, the SBA Express, the SBA International Trade Loans, the SBA Export Express, and the 7A small loans. And then you also have equipment financing for your business from KeyBank. What kind of picture I'm trying to paint here? I'm trying to paint a picture of a plethora of loan products that KeyBank offers small businesses. So when we speak about how to get an EIN only business loan from KeyBank, even if you have bad or fair credit, we're actually speaking about a constellation of loans, not just one specific loan, but a constellation of loans, okay? So this is great. For us, this is great because it means that if you don't qualify for one loan, you could qualify for the other, okay? So business term loans, business real estate borrowing, lines of credit, SBA loan program, equipment financing, all that kind of stuff is good. Step number 3, folks, I want you to contact a banker at KeyBank. So you can call them at 1-888 Key for Biz, 1-888-539-4249. Okay, and so you can also find a local branch or ATM, and you can contact them. It's important to have a conversation with a KeyBank banker because if you have a bad or a fair credit score, and you want a large EIN only business loan from KeyBank, you need to have inside information. You need to have inside intel. And the banker is better positioned to give you that kind of intel. And you want to have an idea about liquidity. You want to have a discussion rather about liquidity. How much money you currently need. What are you going to use the money for? How is your industry actually how are things shipping up in your industry? Is your business doing well? Because those are questions that the banker is going to ask you anyway. As a matter of fact, he or she is not even going to ask you. He or she is going to demand evidence to substantiate the kind of things you're saying. Like if you tell her or him that you are doing fantastic in terms of your revenue, they might want to see your income statement or your balance sheet for that matter, or your statement of cash flows, right? Or just the whole set of financial statements, including your statements of owner's equity. The banker might also want to ask you about seasonality and cyclicality. In other words, are some seasons more profitable than others in your industry? Okay, do you need, are you ready to expand? Because they can give you the cash that you're looking for, but are you ready structurally, operationally to expand? Can you afford to buy all the equipment you need to run your business? Okay, and this is for equipment financing, for example. If you want to get a loan at equipment financing arrangements with KeyBank, they might want to ask you that, okay? So at the end of the day, the financial state of your business will largely determine your financing options. So to avoid losing yet more money, you want to make sure that you avoid a financing option until you are back on your feet. So when you have a conversation with a KeyBank banker, he or she will tell you what you need to do and will also confirm that you are ready for a loan or you're not ready. At least you have expert guidance, right? This is pretty good. Step number 4, folks. I am speaking to you today about how to get an EIN only business loan from KeyBank, a massive one at that. Even if you have bad credit, low credit, fair credit, you can still qualify. Step number 4, you want to explore KeyBank's resources. And I've already spoken to you earlier about the plethora of loans that they have, right? But they also have a plethora of resources. But here is a big decision time, folks. So far, I've been talking to you about how to get an EIN only business loan, right? This is a big decision time. Do you feel like the kind of loans that KeyBank is offering sort of suits your business? Do you want to bank with KeyBank? Do you feel like are you ready to transfer? If you don't bank with KeyBank right now, are you ready to transfer some of your cash or some of your transactions to KeyBank? This is important because I want to make sure you keep thinking about that as we go through the discussion, so you have a clear idea of your next move. So, what are the KeyBank's resources? With KeyBank, you have not only services, you have products, but you also have solutions. Okay, for example, KeyBank can help you with business growth and strategy. They will give you smart strategies to help your business succeed. Okay, of course, KeyBank is a bank, they're not a consulting company. But the thing is that through the constellation of services they offer, they will give you guidance, they will provide assistance, they will help you make some of the moves that you need to put your company on the right track. They also pay attention to customer loyalty. They might advise you, they might give you a few tips here and there in terms of creating long-lasting customer relationships. Okay, and they also pay attention to employee experience through some of their services. So if you sign up for some of those services, actually, you can actually maintain great employee relationships. And as we all know, good employee relationships are pivotal to your company's success, right? And KeyBank also provides some guidance, services, and solutions around security and risk management. So by signing up for one of those services, you can actually learn how to protect your company, your employees, and yourself. What about business compliance? This is an area where KeyBank has some expertise, and depending on your sector, they might actually help you. Okay, so you can satisfy regulatory concerns while you plan for success, and this is important. So what I'm trying to say here is that you want to explore KeyBank's solutions and resources. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome City Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation today about how to get an EIN only business loan from KeyBank with bad or fair credit. We are speaking about a massive business loan. So step number 5, folks, I want you to get your act together. If your goal is to get an EIN only business loan from KeyBank, you better be prepared before you contact them, before you apply. And by preparation, I mean you want to get your EIN facts straight. You want to talk to the IRS, not talk to them. You want to apply online and get your EIN, but most importantly, you want to buttress the foundation, the operational foundation that underlies the EIN. Because simply having an EIN doesn't mean you are going to get an EIN only business loan from KeyBank. No, EIN is just a number. It's just a unique identifier that the IRS has assigned to your company so that you are not tempted to play games when it comes to paying taxes with the United States government. That's all it is, okay? It's not a big thing. It's just a unique identifier. So your EIN is kind of cool, but you need to have it. You need to incorporate. Please, you want to be a sole. You want to be you want to have an LLC or LP or S corp or C corp. Do not remain a sole proprietorship. Okay, you want to have a business plan. You also want to sign up for. You want to fill something called a certificate of beneficial owners, a CBO. We have covered this on other shows, so I'm not going to spend too much time here on that. You also want to have a clear accounting setup. All these things I'm telling you, KeyBank is going to verify those things anyway. So you might as well just anticipate and take care of them. Make sure you have proper and accurate, complete financial statements. And here, please have the 4 ready, not just 3. A lot of business owners make the mistake of having only 3 financial statements. There are actually 4. So you have a balance sheet, a P&L, aka income statement. You have the statement of cash flows, but you also have a 4th one that is not really that known. It's called the statements of owner's equity, or the statement of stockholders' equity. You need to have that. You also want to pay attention to licenses and permits. The bottom line here is that you need to get your act together in the sense that you need to have everything that is necessary to run your business in a legit way. Step number 6, folks, I want you to understand KeyBank's loan. The loan we are talking about here is not a credit line, is not equipment financing, is not an SBA loan. You probably remember that when I was going through the loans with you, we had a plethora of business loans, right? Because if you remember, we had lines of credit, we had real estate borrowing, we had SBA loan program, we had equipment financing, we had all kinds of loans. But in today's conversation, we are speaking about a business term loan, and I want you to focus on that, especially if you have bad or fair credit. So basically, here is the overview of the product. So the term 12 to 84 months, so 1 year to 7 years. Okay, minimum loan amount $10,000, maximum loan amount $500,000, and the minimum monthly payments varies because the payment is calculated based on the loan amount, rate, term, and structure. And the thing here is that you're able to, the loan will oscillate, the APR will oscillate, rather, the APR will oscillate between 8% and 24%, depending on your credit worthiness. Okay, and with this loan, you can do a lot of stuff. You can buy equipment, you can finance inventory, you can actually you can expand. Okay, up to 100% financing may be available for equipment if you're going for equipment. We love the fact that this loan is unsecured, but in some cases, some borrowers want to have secured loans because they want to take advantage of a low APR. So if you are in that case, please, when you contact KeyBank, you want to indicate to them that you would be interested in having a secured loan also. You also have competitive fixed and adjustable interest rates here. It really depends on what you're looking for. You have fixed monthly payments. We love this thing we love this feature with KeyBank because if you have a fixed monthly payments, you can easily budget, right? Think about it. In terms of liquidity management, you can't get better than that. You have an automatic payment deduction, which means that you have a worry-free banking experience. This is why I was telling you, you need to have a KeyBank checking and or saving account. That way you can get the discount that you deserve through AutoPay. Okay, and another thing that you also want to think about is that you want to understand, and this is something you can do while talking to the banker, whether or not the current credit score that you have could qualify you for the particular loan you're asking to apply for. Step number 7, folks, you need to apply. So after you have done all this, you have done the preparation, all the things you need to do, all the things that you have done. Now is the time to apply. You want to contact KeyBank again. And in this time, if you've done things correctly, if you have been in touch with the KeyBank banker all along, he or she will know when you're ready, right? As a matter of fact, he or she will actually pass on your info to the loan department, to the underwriting department, okay? And please get your act together. You want to meet your banker one last time. You want to double check the accuracy and completeness of your business plan data, right? Again, here we want to speak about your financial statements, but most importantly, also want to think about your projected data. If you have projected sales data, you want to really double check, make sure the numbers make sense, and you want to follow up. So after you apply, so you can actually apply at a branch, and this is our preference. In some cases, KeyBank will allow you to apply online or through the phone or via email. In some cases, they might even accept that you just fax over the application to them. One thing that's very important to understand is that once you apply, you want to follow up, and you want to follow up through your banker. You want to ask, you would just want to wait for 3 days to 1 week, and then you can just follow up. And if they ask for additional information, if they're requesting evidential matter, please, don't ghost them. That's a big no-no. You really want to respond to them ASAP. You want to have, so if they're asking for, let's say they're asking for additional information in terms of your tax returns, for example, or if you have a business, if you have an existing business or an additional business, they might want to have your 1120 or 1065, right? If you have a partnership, that will be 1065. And if you have a corporation, a C Corp or an S Corp, that will be 1120. So they might ask for that also. They might ask for your business licenses and permits, depending on the industry you're in. If you are in a heavily regulated industry, KeyBank might want to make sure that your licenses and permits are up to date. Okay. They might also ask for incorporation documents. They might want to see your articles of incorporation or your articles of organization, for example, and your current added financial obligations. All right, folks, this is it for today's conversation. I was talking to you about how to get an EIN only business loan from KeyBank if you have bad or fair credit. We are speaking about a large loan amount. So here is the skeleton of today's conversation. So the first step, you want to connect with KeyBank. Number 2, you want to know KeyBank lending. Number 3, you want to contact a banker. Number 4, you want to explore KeyBank's resources. Number 5, you want to get your act together. Number 6, you want to understand the loan that we are talking about. And number 7, you want to apply. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I really appreciate it. I will see you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.